The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
We are live. Good stuff. Good stuff. How is everyone doing today? My name is LovableHaloAddiction. I'm very excited. I'm going to be part of this amazing podcast with Jumpscare Media. Say hello, boys.
Howdy.
Hello there. Oh, now you guys can begin.
I was a little late, my bad.
Yeah, we're doing a show. We're doing a show with this guy, so speaking of, hello everybody, welcome to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. Today we're going to be talking about Halo 2, the game that, for many people, sort of defines what Halo is for many. But before we get into the actual subject, first and foremost, we have to address it. Shane, would you please tell everyone the bad news?
James is gone forever.
He's dead.
James isn't here with us today.
Oh no.
Or ever again.
Connor, what'd you do with him?
What happened to him?
That's classified.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that random voice?
Oh
that
my
was
God.
that was just there. Hey, we're joined by a guest. Speaking of people being here, not here, we're joined by LovableHaloAddiction.
Welcome.
A very, very, very good account on Instagram. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend?
I appreciate that little compliment you gave me. It feels special for 2 seconds. But how is everyone doing? My name is LovableHaloAddiction. If you guys don't know, I've just been, making Halo content for probably 4 years on that Instagram alone. I've been streaming on Twitch, just making a lot of great memories in the world of Halo. And like I said before, I'm honored to be a part of this. So yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for joining us, dude. It's been fantastic. Before we actually talk about Halo 2, though, we got to address, me and this guy, we got history, all right? Sort of. We didn't really talk a whole lot.
We just existed together, that's what it was.
Yeah, we acknowledged each other's existence very frequently.
We looked at each other like, what's that one meme where it's like the one person's in the car and the other person's in the car making awkward eye contact?
Yeah. It was like that every now and then. It was entertaining. It was a good time. His posts would frequently cross my feed, and I would frequently wonder, man, how do I get numbers like that? I want numbers like him.
You gotta kidnap me. It's very simple. Just kidnap me. Get the chloroform, and
We already have. You just don't realize it yet.
I hear a knock on the door. Oh, who's that?
It's James. It's James. Yeah, it's James.
He's gone for a reason. We sent him to your location.
You just hear James come through his mic. Hey guys,
I would actually lose it.
No, it'd be amazing. It would be amazing.
Room 237.
I know why you're gonna try to break into my house.
Room 237 has came to him.
So oh gosh. But yeah, but way back. My whole thing, some people know me as this. I walked up to Hidden Xperia one time and I asked him if he knew about this, and it made me super upset that he was like, "Oh yeah, no, I know you," because I walked up to him at HCS last year, and I was like, "Okay, do you know JumperScape?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay, do you know the library?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Do you know Lasso Halo?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Halo." Post is like, "Oh yeah, that's you."
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty amazing. Actually,
It was pretty funny.
I mean, he was 1 for 5, but we'll take it.
Yeah, the same thing.
He wasn't lying.
The same thing
felt
happened. The same thing happened with like Unishack and a couple other folks that I ran into there. It's just like it spoke a lot more to memes spread a lot faster than personality does. So people will remember the meme. They're not going to remember per se me. So like it was just hilarious. And way back during that time when Halo Post was a daily posting account, which definitely didn't drain me.
Oh, I know that feeling. Oh, too well.
Are you still posting daily on yours?
Oh, I am. What's sleep anyway?
I mean, I've been seeing a whole lot of your stuff. I know you've been posting. You posted one link today. I don't know if the post was from today, but you posted today into the JumperScape Discord.
Oh, that was today because it was about the solar eclipse, and
Okay, that would definitely do it. Because I didn't know if it was like a yesterday thing and you were just building up hype for the so-called eclipse. I say high charity flew by, but that's just me.
The end of the world, right? The Covenant invasion. That's what I thought it was. Funny, sorry to cut you off real quick, but yeah, Friday, like New York had like 3 little earthquakes, and I really thought it was the Covenant.
The Covenant really
it's
just
it's gonna be reaching all over again. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. It was a good time, honestly. I had a great time with the eclipse. But no, it is impressive that you're still carrying on with the daily posting, especially since, I mean, the one thing that I've always found fascinating about the stuff that you do, and I can say that since I've literally been actually watching your account for years.
Oh, wow.
Just,
I had no clue.
I mean, at first it was because you were because I was young and I didn't know what friends were. You were competition,
and I filled the it's competition. Oh, okay. 1v1 in Halo 2. Gotcha.
Because I'm saying, it was like, this guy has numbers that I want.
Why am I not him right now?
I want to be. I'm literally him. I could do that.
I could be him.
I'm a lot more attractive than him. Why am I not him?
But then what ended up happening instead was I was like, oh, wait, this guy has something to contribute to the Halo community that I can't give. Relatable content. And
Don't sell yourself short.
You got so much of
really
it though, dude. The way that you make your posts, the way that you portray the experience of being a Halo fan, it's a very effective thing. It's most of the reason why I wanted to bring you on.
I'm very grateful for that. I'm blessed that some people see that. Like, I think what stresses me the most about daily content is people forget that it is daily content.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't want to post content if it's not content worthy, but of course, not every post every day is going to be like, maybe one day I have a good day where I post some pretty good stuff, and then the next day it's like, kind of fading, but
Yeah.
But like I
There's
said,
something to be said for
I do it.
consistency though.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, what people don't realize is I do this for fun, and I do this for another reason, why I post daily. It's because I've actually gotten messages in the past of people who tell me that they're struggling with, depression and stuff, and they tell me that my content actually helps them out. So I realized after that it wasn't really for my content, why I'm doing this for them now, and I'm happy with that. That's what really made me keep going in this world of content creation. It wasn't about attention. It really was about making a few people's days a little bit better. And that's always been the goal for Lovable Halo Addiction till the day I die. So
I love it.
We have, small stuff like that will go like a long way. Like we've had a few people, like maybe not, I mean, we've had a few people to that extent. We occasionally read reviews online. Yep. And we've had a few people come to us and be like, you guys like rekindled my love for Halo, like when that stuff like that absolutely means the world, and can rejuvenate you and motivate you even more.
And that's the thing. That's what that's part of the reason why I wanted to bring you on as well. That whole vibe that you bring is just because, like, anyone who's listening right now who's in the Discord, and they already carry the vibe. They already know what it is that I'm probably about to say here. And it's that the Halo community loves to be sad. They love to be angry.
They're so pessimistic. And it is so sad.
Exactly. And so having folks like us, for the people who listen to our show, bringing people on who carry the same vibe that we do, it's basically just expanding how much that is actually available, and just reminding others, hey, if you want daily positive Halo content, you can go into people like Lovable Halo Addiction, or just to his account and drop him a follow.
Send him a weird DM 3 a.m.
Yeah,
I get a
please.
message like, what?
Do
okay,
that.
you up right now?
Listen, I'm just saying, if you get messages about milk, it's not our fault.
Oh my god,
it's not our fault.
Now that you said something,
You're probably right. I probably shouldn't have said that.
you can M-key it.
No, it's too late.
I do like oat milk.
No, it's too
No,
late.
you don't get it. You
have no idea. You don't
understand.
Just peep into the Discord. Peep into the Discord, and you'll understand what we mean.
You'll see a lot of things and a lot of names you don't want to see.
Yeah. But it's all for fun. We like to have fun here. And that's why I'm not afraid to bring it up, really, because it's just fun. But with all of that said, just the final few shout outs on that conversation. First of all, Lovable Halo Addiction on Instagram. Drop them a follow. Lovable Halo Addiction on Twitch right now, actually, as we're recording.
Drop them a follow.
Drop them a follow.
Reception.
If you don't
stream over a podcastception, I like it.
Exactly. And if you don't, I'm confused. We're going to have a conversation. But if you want to support us directly, you can either join our community at discord.gg/JumperScape, where Lovable Halo Addiction will He probably, I don't know. You can stick around if you want. You can leave after this if you really want to, but don't.
But please don't. No, but by all means, if you have stuff you need to do, we totally understand.
I know you already mentioned before to me that you're like Discord is not your realm, so that's chill.
Yeah,
It's it is. Discord is my realm, but the problem is like I joined like a lot of the communities, and it's just always like kind of like back and forth white girl drama. So I try to stay away from.
That's
that.
fair.
We haven't had any of that really.
Well,
have.
there are some great Discords out there that I love. And
like us.
that I'll be active in. Yeah,
Ours is still relatively fresh, and we haven't really had anything like that at all. Like it's usually just like. If there's any arguments, it's so goofy. Like whether a BLT is a freaking sandwich. That's the gist of it. No, it is. It
100% is.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You know who you are on the Discord listening. You know who you are. Like it's a freaking sandwich. Don't want to hear otherwise.
Better add mayo to that sandwich, bro.
I'm just saying, man. Dude, I made BLTs today, right? I'm just gonna go on a tangent. I made BLTs today.
Is that what sparked this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I made BLTs today.
Yes, you're doing.
and listen, man, I went above and beyond the Call of Duty. All right. So first of all, we got the BLT in there. You know, the bacon, lettuce, tomato. We got that covered. However, Subway is selling their sauces in stores now.
Oh, did you get their sauces?
Oh, I got Chipotle sauce.
Nice.
So I did mayo and Chipotle on that thing.
That's like the only sauce that's worth it.
Not anymore. They changed their Chipotle. It's not the same Chipotle anymore. It's like a Baja Chipotle.
Would you guys be able to guess this is a Halo podcast?
This is part of the Halo cookbook, actually.
Oh, dude, we really want to go through that. We talked about it last Thanksgiving.
Yep. We looked at some of the cocktails, the Moa burger,
which we made one of those cocktails, and they were not good. Connor.
Did you do it wrong, or was it just
they were made perfectly. James is our resident bartender.
He has bartending experience, so we let him go to town.
Like the Gordon Ramsay,
exactly.
Of the Halo.
But then he made him, and here's the problem: it had black licorice. It had black licorice liqueur in there.
Ew.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's like, that's disgusting.
I think didn't we say like it probably would have been like a lot better without it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we.
Which
were
we
saying.
could try at some point, maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
But
the Moa burger looks pretty good, actually. I still like the ingredients of that. I would love to try a Moa burger. I really do.
You know what? If you're for some reason in town in Ohio and we're making Moa burgers, we'll call you.
You're gonna hear a random knock on the door.
You just
it's not James.
We hear a knock immediately. Like
that would be
was
hilarious.
Fast.
I do have patties. No, I don't. I can't lie. I do have buffalo though.
You could have lied. You could have lied. Literally, nobody would. No one from our audience would have came over here and checked your fridge and be like, "This guy's a liar."
Are you sure about that?
Now that you say it, no.
After what I've seen in our Discord, someone would definitely check his fridge for
Potassium
burgers.
is built like he'd buy a plane ticket all the way out here to go check your fridge.
Probably. So wrap up that.
Sorry. Well spent.
Yeah, it would be, I suppose. So just to wrap up that whole thing, discord.gg/JumperScape. If you want to support us directly, financially wise, it helps keep the show running, helps us make more shows. Recently, we hit a milestone, so now we're actually looking into making limited series, which should be entertaining. Shane, you might be one of them.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
It'll be exciting. It'll be a good time. Patreon.com/JumperScape. Best way to support us. If you want to pick something a little bit more for your taste, you can go to ko-fi.com/JumperScape. And for any other information or anything else you want to learn about us, JumperScape.com. You'll learn everything about us right then and there. Now, Halo 2. How many people in this room is it its favorite? Connor, your favorite is Halo 2?
I like Halo 2 a lot.
Okay, how many Halos have you played?
2, 3, some of 4. I don't remember much of 5, and I've yet to play Infinite.
What's the matter with you? Play all the Halo games.
So here's the thing. It's kind of my job to out Connor every episode until he plays them all.
It's partially my fault. Me and Connor a few years back did this thing where like, because I was ignorant to Gears of War, and he was ignorant to Halo. This was in like 2019.
Yep.
Both great games.
Oh, for
Fantastic.
sure. Both great franchises. And we were going through. He loves Gears. He was like, if you play through Gears with me, I'll play through Halo games. So we went back and forth. Like we went through Gears 1, then we went to CE. We went through Gears 2, then we went to Halo 2, then 3, and I think we did Reach before. I don't think we went in order of release. I think we went in chronological order. But you get the premise.
So I know I've played ODST in 3. I really enjoyed ODST.
Yep, that's a classic.
If it makes you feel any better, there's supposedly, it's a rumor, because of the whole Xbox showcases in June, they might be doing a Gears of War collection. which I'm excited for.
That
If they
would-
do that. That'd be
Dude,
great.
Connor
That's
just
over.
dropped his vape. You had him so excited.
That needs to
Next
happen.
collection, they got Gears of War collection. Like I'm assuming it would be Gears 1 through 4, maybe with Judgment. I think if that's what it is. It's been a while since I played Gears, but I'm all for it, bro. I love Gears 5. The fact that you can play as Emil and Cat in Gears 5 is
No,
like
that
that
is
little
That's
really
fair.
cool.
You just had us crunching at Judgment.
Yeah, as you say, I'm
But
like,
Judgment's terrible.
I'm
I
looking
never-
to my left and right. I'm
I'm
like,
not-
what? What's the big deal?
I haven't
still
even
like-
played Judgment.
Is
and I
that like
know.
the Halo
Dude,
5
man.
of Gears of
No,
War?
I've played Judgment, man. But think about the quintessential Gears experience, and then just remove everything that makes it fun and turn it into an arcade game.
And then change all the mechanics.
Yeah, it's
Gross.
dumb. It's dumb. But you
Actually,
know,
what's funny? I found a standee from Judgment at like a gaming shop for like $40 because no one wanted it. So I have this Judgment standee just in my house that's just
that's
collecting
hilarious.
dust.
That's
I don't know
perfect.
I don't know what the hell to do with it. It's kind of like a curse now.
Just hang on to it until you find a Gears collector who's desperate, and then sell it for like 10 times the cost.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah,
So whose favorite Halo game was Halo 2?
definitely Halo. James.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
For me personally,
yeah.
I have to say Halo 2 campaign. If you're playing by yourself, that is my favorite campaign. If you're playing with people, I'd say 3.
I think it's actually not even an argued point by this time that like Halo 2 has the best campaign, like story wise.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna stop you there.
Yeah.
because okay, I've been
Voice
waiting.
acting as well.
I'm so disappointed James isn't here because we'd have a great conversation.
I do have a note.
And no, I know, I saw,
Yeah.
yes, but I was gonna say, like Halo 2, like I think it's very, very ignorant to say like Halo 2 doesn't have the best story. But I think
Wait, what?
I think Halo I think Halo 2 I think the story carries Halo 2 tremendously. Like if we're talking about like my reasoning for, that not being my favorite Halo game, I think it doesn't follow up on almost anything else.
Sorry, I forgot to turn on Halo 2 music. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, oh my god, I'm like, am I ascending? I'm like, oh my god, I'm like,
blow me away in the background from
Yeah.
Breaking Benjamin.
I turned on the soundtrack just now, and it just caught Shane completely off
no,
guard.
I'm like, I know there was an eclipse, but I'm like, what is going on?
See, I heard bass. I was waiting for Austin's eyes to turn red.
Yeah. God, my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, Halo 2, by far, easily the best campaign. H2A did it so much justice. We're not going to talk about the multiplayer. Even the original multiplayer, like, yes, it like pioneered Xbox multiplayer, like in general. When it comes to like anything else, I think Halo 3, besides the story was definitely a downgrade. And not having the original voice actor for Truth is a travesty. But everything else in Halo 3, it builds so well. Like, granted, yes, the Halo 3 story is lacking a little bit, but when in terms of like the follow-up and what Halo 2 set up for it, I think it does very well. And then if we're gonna talk like about just it as a game in general, I think the Halo 3 multiplayer is better. Game modes are better. Don't even get me started on Forge. It's just like I think overall Halo 3 is a better game, but I'd be ignorant to say Halo 2 doesn't have a better story. And that alone makes me want to go back and play. Because, I mean, I'm not going back and playing the Halo 2 multiplayer and getting BXR'd by some sweat that's been playing the game for 20 years straight. Because I will get absolutely slammed. I've tried to play the original multiplayer on MCC. It just goes absolutely terribly.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, it did
Did you
get better.
hear that the original?
The update.
Did you hear about the original? Sorry, did you hear that the original server is actually coming back? Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
On the original
server
Xbox.
it's back now. Actually, you can actually play it as we speak.
Yeah. You.
And
Wild.
it feels, but what's crazy about it, it really makes you feel like you're back in Halo 2 days because people are chatting in game chat again. I think that's another thing that I kind of hate about MCC is there really wasn't that much social interaction on MCC that there was back in old school Halo days, especially like
Right.
2, 3 Reach.
Unfortunately,
Like, you really
that's just
got
a
to
trend
interact
in
with
Halo
people.
in general these days. man.
Modern
Like,
gaming,
It's
really.
I mean, no, it is just modern gaming. Unfortunately, there's like so much of like a lack of a social aspect. Like you want to talk about like just for example, like outside of Halo, Call of Duty, like not being able to playing the original MW2, you'd be in a lobby, you'd keep running it back with the same people. And it'd balance the teams back and forth as long as you stayed in that lobby. These days in Call of Duty, you don't get that chance to be like, unless it's a complete stroke of luck, you won't get queued up with the same type of people. And like not being able to like go through and see everyone's like emblem, like title card, and their Spartan armor, like in Reach, in my opinion, like that's the best way to view that should be the format for Halo going forward, like being able to go up and down the lobby, and seeing like, oh, this guy, like seeing an inheritor or there was nothing worse than seeing an inheritor in Halo Reach and he was just rocking the default armor. You knew you were screwed. Like that type of social interaction is just, like small things like that go such a long way with this fan base, and it just hasn't come back. And tying this into Halo 2, Halo 2 even had like just a much better social aspect, or you could argue it started it. I mean, there's CE, but again, every Bungie Halo built off the prior one, and Halo 2 really set that emotion and really like doubled down. Like, yes, this is like it pioneered Xbox multiplayer. Like, it inspired so many different franchises to implement so many good aspects of multiplayer. So like, despite me being a Halo 3 fanboy till I die, I have to acknowledge the impact that Halo 2 had on the franchise and on the gaming industry in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Like for me, I'm going to say this now, my little Halo 2 rant, I think was more, besides the game and the online, just the experience was really amazing. Like growing up, Halo 2 was the first game I actually sat down and played. So back then, we had Blockbusters back then. This is how I got into Halo 2 personally. For me, what people used to do back then, not me, even though maybe I did. I don't know if I did. But back then, what people used to do at Blockbusters, so you get like a scratch game, you would go to Blockbuster and switch your game with the scratch one. So people would get a brand new game. And I think that's another reason why Blockbuster probably went out of business. But for me, I remember going to Blockbuster. I remember going to Blockbuster and just getting Halo 2 and playing it with a friend, and it just kind of blew me away. It was just crazy because we would stay up to like 3 a.m. on a school day, keep in mind, and just play the hell out of the Halo 2 campaign, Halo 2 multiplayer, and it was an amazing experience. And I think that's what kind of turned me on to Halo and kept me on to Halo to this day, which I'm very, grateful and just honored to have this amazing experience in the world of gaming.
Absolutely. And don't even, like, you say you say playing the multiplayer with a friend. I'm assuming you mean split screen, right?
Split screen especially. And then scream at him. Was it you looked at my screen? You screen
the screen peeker. Yeah, we kind of for me and my friends, we kind of just had like an honor system, which I'd bet my life no one really honored.
No one honored it.
By accident, like at some point by accident, you're gonna look, or like even in your peripherals, like, oh, this guy is, sitting on this tower, like, wonder where he's at. Like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, it's just memories like that. It's just a damn shame that there's no split screen, because like having people, having everyone over, 4 players split screen, like that's
the closest we get to that is LAN parties, which is a very rare occurrence, and you have to find like a certain type of people to do that, and the people still do it, but it's just not by me.
No, absolutely. And again, LAN parties and like the split screen, like Halo 2 like really doubled down and like made it so easy to have that fun social interaction with your friends, and it's just something that we have not gotten like back. Like, you figured we'd be able to look back at, and I'm not saying like 343 does everything wrong, because there's great things that they've implemented, but it's just something like that, and like they've promised split screen, and then they went back on their word on it, and it's just, again, a damn shame that we haven't seen anything like that. And even not even counting split screen, just other things in general that give Halo that social aspect that we just don't have anymore.
Yeah, I would say it's a huge loss that we don't have split screen anymore, because some of the most fond memories I have of Halo are staying up to 3-4 o'clock in the morning playing split screen, listening to music.
Yep.
Just generally overall having a good time. And it's I
the
miss
question
split
is,
screen.
what bands were you guys listening to back in Halo 2 days? That's the real question. What bands were you guys listening to?
Unironically, Breaking Benjamin. I'm not kidding.
That's like the given though. Like, he had
like,
Blow Me Away, of course. Amazing song.
Eminem for me.
Here's the yeah, absolutely. The thing is, I was listening to Breaking Benjamin before excuse me, before I played Halo 2. I'm really backwards with my Halos. I was a PlayStation kid. I went over to my buddy's house across the street, Christmas 2007. You know what Halo game released in 2007?
Oh, I do.
It was literally December 26, 2007. I went across the street to see like his Christmas haul, and he was playing this game, and it was Halo 3. And the very first thing I saw him do, he was on the Ark. He was playing the mission, the Ark, and he was in the first few moments where you're just like sneaking through the sand with the sniper rifle. And I'm like, what are you playing? Because like I'm on a PlayStation 2 graphics. Like I've never seen anything like. I'm playing Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. Never seen anything like this. And he just he shows me, like, he introduces me to Halo. That's my origin story for Halo. And I went completely backwards in terms of like the orders I played Halo. I went from Halo 3, then I went to Halo 2, and then I played Combat Evolved, and then about 2 years later, that's when Reach came out. I was just all over the place. So unironically, I was listening to Breaking Benjamin before I even played Halo 2. So Eminem, Disturbed, Breaking Benjamin, like those are just a few off the top of my head.
I'd say for me, it would be a couple bands. It would be Green Day. I remember when American Idiot came out.
Oh yeah,
so that was
it's hard.
That was
to
a gimme.
forget.
Papa Roach, especially, still love them. It would be Linkin Park, of course. You can't go wrong with Linkin Park.
That was me.
I remember listening to 3 Days Grace, My Chemical Romance, and yeah, I had a little emo phase going on. I didn't have the black hair, but you know, I listened to Black Parade. It's not a phase.
I listen to all of those, and I don't classify it doesn't matter. They're great bands. I saw Papa Roach live last summer. It was
great
good.
band. So much live twice. They were amazing. I love Jacoby, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but Linkin Park recently released their 20th anniversary of Meteora, and they released a lot of tracks that just got released that were made back in like the early 2000s from like Hybrid Theory to Meteora, and they released this song called Halo, and it was an inspiration to the game Halo. And what's crazy, I didn't know this, I did some Research. Linkin Park would play Halo 2 on the tour bus and verse other bands that were on tour with them.
That's amazing. I did not know that.
They would discuss ideas. They would play Halo 2 and the tour bus and discuss ideas for new songs while playing Halo 2 multiplayer, their little split screen. So picture Chester, Mike, and the rest of the band, don't know their names, just versing each other and discussing, what should be on Meteora? Oh, I like that song, Numb. Oh, we should do Numb. Imagine, isn't that crazy that how big of an experience that Linkin Park had with Halo?
And then I think
a less rant about Linkin Park, because I love these guys, is they did I think they had some weird Halo 3 Game Fuel event party. I saw some weird photos on Google recently, and a bunch of big name people, of course, attended this party, and Linkin Park performed there, which I thought was pretty amazing. So yeah.
Well, if we're going to talk about Halo 2 and its wild experiences, then I think it's about time that we talk about Halo 2's story, talk about the impact that it had on the franchise, starting with notes that we got from the dearly departed James.
Oh, he's got the notes.
All right, James.
He sent a very nice, heartfelt message. He loves Halo 2. It's his favorite game. He was really excited to talk about it, but unfortunately, times didn't match up well enough. So, what he left me with was Halo 2. It's hard to even know where to begin. It's a story that is one half deeply personal to me, and on the other half, extremely badass. As y'all know, the Arbiter is my favorite character, and this game is the reason why. His journey has inspired me in a lot of ways. Life imitates art, and art imitates life, and all the things Halo 2 is one of my main personal examples of that. While I've always sucked at the multiplayer of Halo 2, I've started to get the hang of it recently, and it plays like a dream on MCC now, and I can't wait to keep playing it. So that's a good way to summarize.
Damn, that was deep. Damn, yeah. I should get a tissue.
So he wrote a literal love letter.
He did. And Halo 2 is like that for a lot of people. And for me, that would be the campaign, which, to quickly summarize the campaign for those of you who for some reason have not gone and play it, which you obviously
you
should
shouldn't
go.
Be listening to this podcast.
You really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm assuming 99.9% of our I'm assuming 99.9% of our fan base has played Halo 2.
You would be surprised.
I hope
you would be surprised. I'm being for real.
We gotta pull
in
it.
the Discord. We've got a couple people in the server who have never once touched Halo.
We gotta pull it. We gotta pull it.
We got an imposter among us, guys.
Yeah.
So here, we'll quickly summarize it for you. So way back at the beginning of the game, we have the events directly following Halo Combat Evolved. Chief is getting recognized for his actions after destroying the Halo ring, while the Arbiter is getting chastised, punished, and cast aside because of the fact that he let the Halo ring be destroyed. He is made into an Arbiter, while Chief is made into a even stronger hero, basically. So the Arbiter, we've talked about those guys before. You can go and find our episode about talking with the Arbiters and all of their stories and all of that if you want more explanation on what they're about. But continuing with the story, Chief is getting recognized, and as he's getting recognized, the Covenant fleet shows up. Specifically, the Prophet of Regrets fleet shows up to Earth, which is no bueno, because we've been trying to prevent them from going to Earth this entire time. We have a little...
And they go there by accident.
by complete accident.
I mean, they didn't go there by accident. They just didn't know.
They should use the GPS. That's what
they got a little bit of a something called a Cole protocol, which is supposed to prevent them from finding Earth. But unfortunately, the Prophet of Regret ended up finding a little source of information that led them to where the Ark is supposed to be found. The portal to the Ark is on a planet called Air de Tyrene. Of course, this is a ancient human thing. Earth used to be called Air de Tyrene. I'm never calling it that.
No, Earth just rolls off the tongue so much easier.
That's just
No,
too
I like the other.
complicated.
That term's pretty sexy.
So, and they go to Earth thinking it's just the portal. We could just find the portal, go to the Ark, game over. We went. Why are there so many humans on this planet?
Every human ever is on this planet and outside of it on the outer rim. Why are they all here?
So, of course, a fleet that's not nearly as big as the one on Reach, just blows past the human defenses
Thank
because
God.
they just, barely even have to try to defeat us. And they get down to the planet's surface. Chief has to defend it, and so he fights hard, tooth and nail, in the streets of New Mombasa in Africa to defend the planet and to figure out why Regret is there. He follows Regret through a slipspace portal, which then cues the saxophone music if you want to go off on that little tangent. But that's for a later episode, a couple weeks from now. Halo 3
Smooth
ODST.
jazz.
Stay
ODST.
tuned.
Smooth jazz. Nothing but
So-
smooth jazz.
They chase Regret through the portal, and they end up outside of another Halo ring. Absolutely bonkers bananas. So when they find this Halo ring, the Arbiter is sent to, first of all, stop a heretic who was nearby the first Halo ring to put a stop to him in his lies. As he's listening and getting ready to be given information that could possibly turn him towards this heretic's side, because the heretic is trying to tell him the truth, which is that the Great Journey is a lie. The Covenant have been lying. The prophets have been lying. The Sanghealer are being led astray. Of course, this heretic just starts shooting at the Arbiter for some reason. Even if you listen to or watch the terminals, it doesn't quite explain why he just starts shooting at the Arbiter. But they fight. Arbiter wins because he's awesome. And once he wins, 343 Guilty Spark, the monitor from Halo Combat Evolved, is back, and he's just like, dude, that didn't have to happen. And then he gets kidnapped by giant, Connor, much to your happiness, giant ape monkey man Tartarus. Takes 343 Guilty Spark.
monkey.
Exactly. Takes 343 Guilty Spark, and this is when a huge shift starts to happen. Within the Covenant, there is a schism on the horizon, a great schism, you could call it even. Basically, the Sangheili are getting a little bit too smart. They're a little too resistant to the ideas that the prophets are pushing. Even after all these years, they're still a little bit resistant. So the prophets are trying to take care of this problem by making the Jiralhane, the brutes, have a higher rank than the elites, straight up stripping them of their honor roll and replacing them with the brutes. And the brutes are already extremely racist against the elites, so it was not that big of a push to get the Jiralhane to be behind that idea. So the elites are basically confused, and what eventually leads is the brutes turn on the elites and start slaughtering the elites en masse. The Arbiter is trying to do what he can to help, but most importantly, he has to stop the rings from firing. He knows what they are because both he and Chief ended up in the clutches of the Gravemind. We don't know who the Gravemind is in a great way. We don't know him yet. We'll know him better in Halo 3, but he is basically the one controlling basically controlling the Flood. And so because of that, he's terrifying. He's horrifying. Although in Halo 2 Anniversary, he kind of looks like a very kind Muppet, not gonna lie. But he's still gross and disgusting. He's beautiful in Halo 2 Anniversary. And he is essentially like, bro, they're going to destroy everything. And so the Arbiter and Chief are sent. Chief is sent inside of High Charity, the capital of the Covenant at large, the whole Covenant. A massive planet, almost moon-sized ship that holds trillions of Covenant inside. Chief is inside, completely calm. You know what? Couldn't be me. The Arbiter is sent to where Regret is. He's sent back to this ring, and he has to stop the ring from firing. He has to stop the Index. He has to stop Regret. So Chief has already killed Regret, so that's all fine. Now he's just got to stop this. So Arbiter manages to stop the ring from firing alongside Sergeant Johnson, the GOAT, alongside Miranda Keys, and these rings are put on standby status. And so 343 Guilty Spark is like, oh, well, I mean, now they're all on standby. That means they're all ready to activate. That's fantastic. On to Halo 3, baby. And Chief, he's still on High Charity when it gets overrun by the Flood, but he manages to find his way off of it by getting onto the Forerunner ship that's been powering High Charity the whole time. And when he gets on that thing, it launches, it starts flying back to Earth. Lord Hood is like, Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship? And Chief is like, sir, help. And that's when we leave off Halo 2, leading into Halo 3. Now, I really need to know, for those who have played Halo 2 enough to really remember what it's all about and all of its missions. Favorite mission, I need to know.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
I can give you names if you need them.
I've always enjoyed. Fuck, that's a tough one. Why are you throwing this one at me right now? I really like the two of them. I like. I like one mission as the Arbiter and one as the Chief. I really enjoyed the one when you're hunting down Regret and you get to go underneath that underwater elevator. I always thought that was beautiful.
Yep, I take that as like a
great.
two-parter because that one's really it's Delta Halo and Regret. Those two are
Yeah.
beautiful missions, both visually and gameplay wise.
Especially in anniversary graphics. Oh my god, that made me 20 times more beautiful.
Yeah.
Seeing that for the first time when I got MCC, I was like, oh my god.
Hey, you
Is this
guys,
what
you
beauty
guys
looked
know
like?
that Halo 2 Anniversary is actually old enough to get its own anniversary?
Well,
Let's focus on getting a Halo 3
No,
anniversary.
we need 3 first before we do a Halo 2. Come on.
I would
Reach
pay
anniversary.
$100 for a Halo 3 anniversary. I'm not kidding. Some random 343 employee is gonna hear that, like, oh, write that down. They'll pay $100 for an anniversary, and they'll launch it without a multiplayer.
Yeah, it'll be great.
No, they've been cyberbullied enough to get a Halo 3 anniversary. It ain't happening anytime soon. Right when I die, what's gonna happen? Like you'll see me get taken off life support, then like the news will come: Halo 3 anniversary coming next year.
Honestly, it's kind of up in the air. The mission that I've played the most is Outskirts, but that's just because it's really fun to speedrun. And also I really like the tunnel portion at the end where you're fighting in the underground streets. Although I think my actual favorite of all of them, and to be honest, I'm gonna have to I actually do think it's probably the Oracle. Because the Oracle it's got the portion that I love the most, which is when the facility starts falling from the sky. It's such a sick scene. Yeah, you start floating around. You get in a Banshee. When you shoot down other Banshees, they fall up and not down. It's such a neat little detailed mission that didn't need to be as cool as it was, but Bungie being the way that they are, the rule of cool wins out over everything.
I think that's another thing that broke my heart about Halo 2 is the fact that you actually had like jackals and grunts on your team as the Arbiter. I always loved that.
Yep.
Especially the one mission, when you're versing like the Sentinels and the robots. And that's before Arbiter gets betrayed by Tartarus. It's that I always love that mission. I always just love the fact that you get to team up with the jackals for one time at least. You give them carbines. They're freaking dangerous with carbines. I always give them carbines, and even the grunts are pretty funny. You give them needlers, and they're pretty psycho too, and I love it. And then I'm thinking in Halo 3, like, yes, I got it, because you know how you think that grunts are on your team at the end of Halo 2, but then in Halo 3, there's a different set of grunts that you're fighting, I guess, in the campaign, and that breaks my heart because I thought you would have like grunt soldiers on your team with like the Marines, but nope. Not happening.
The mission you were describing, I believe, was the Sacred Icon, and that is my favorite mission.
Yep, it's so good. Sacred Icon is actually straight up. That one has hunters that go on your side.
Yeah,
that's why I love that one so much.
Or either like that or Delta Halo.
That actually basically you just pick the two most like pretty ones. they're visually stunning.
They are, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for like long-term storytelling. I don't like shorter missions, and both of those missions are like super dragged out. But like the difference between like a good dragged out and a bad dragged out, it's just like there's always something to like when Delta Halo, when it's getting stale, boom, you get a Scorpion, and you just go on a giant tear across the ring with a Scorpion.
Yep.
And then like you get tired of the Scorpion towards the mission when you're about to go kill the Prophet. you go on the scaffold lifts across the lake or ocean, whatever it is, and you fight on those, and like you just go back and forth. There's another one coming that like the opposite direction. You stop, have a little turf war with that one, then you move on. There was always something in Delta Halo, and then in the Sacred Icon, the only time we ever get a Spectre.
Yeah,
Spectre. Only time we ever get a Spectre in Halo.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I don't think it ever.
Oh.
Well,
You can get it in other missions. We have to
but
steal
in
it.
Halo 2, that's the only Halo we get the Spectre.
Yeah.
For some reason, because it was a beautiful Warthog equivalent,
Basically.
and they never brought it back for some reason.
Now, Connor, do you have any memorable bits that you remember from your playthrough of Halo 2 that were super stand out to you?
I do actually, and my favorite mission's got to be help me with the name here is when
got it.
I have a list.
That's the name of the map or the mission.
it's when you're teamed up with the Flood, right?
That's Halo 3.
That's
Halo
We
3.
talked about the grave mine.
It's in Halo 2.
Never mind.
Okay, so it's everything that happens before the, sir, finishing this fight. Well, actually, also before the Arbiter, because that is not the final mission, even though we all pretend that it is.
They're all great games.
Well, Connor, here, I'll toss it over to you, since you've played both of those games. Do you remember the Scarab fight in Halo 2?
I do.
That one where it's like stampeding through the city and you gotta hijack that thing. Did you like that experience more than the experience of fighting the Scarabs in Halo 3, where it's faster and it's easier to take down?
I like it being a drawn-out fight.
You like the drawn up? Okay.
I like drawn-out fights.
You know what's funny though about that mission? You know when you first see the Scarab for the first time, it blows up the tank.
Yeah.
One time I was just chilling there because they tell you to move or get down. I wasn't listening. I guess like an antenna fell down and just crushed my spine. So I know it can happen. Like try it. Like I think if you don't move or something, an antenna could actually fall down and hit your guy and kill you. So it's happened before, like multiple times.
Yeah.
So I'm too lazy to actually move the controller for a little bit to the left now. I'm too lazy for that.
Now, unfortunately, we've talked a lot, but we talked so much about so many things that we're already nearing the end of this episode. So
What?
Yeah, but we're not completely done yet. Just you wait, those in the Twitch stream.
There's more.
So what I want to wrap up on, because Halo 2 is unequivocally the most philosophical, it's the most religious, it's the most thought-provoking of all the campaigns. Maybe some people could argue with me about Halo 4, but that's a conversation for the future. With Halo 2, what about Halo 2's story is the most standout to you? And I'm tossing this out as an open question, but I also want to hear from everybody on this, because this is it's something that I always think about, which is the fact that in the Halo 2's campaign does have a lot of moments that define what the Halo feel is. It defines what the best Halo story can be. It defines a lot of things. So your favorite bit, the most standout part of Halo 2's writing, story, characters, anything like that, hit me.
I'd have to say for me, the Arbiter just becoming a thing.
Just becoming a thing.
I mean, that's
The whole process is like he fails. It's like, oh, give us your armor. And then here's some cooler armor.
Better armor.
There's an argument, and a decent one, that says Halo 2 is the Arbiter's game, which I agree and disagree at the same time. Like, it's still at the end of the day, it's still about Master Chief preventing the annihilation of humanity. I mean, the Arbiter's not on the cover. Chief is. Like, the Halo story follows Master Chief, but at the same time, the Arbiter has such a better story than the Master Chief in that game. I want to say the Arbiter obviously is probably my favorite character in that game. But it just sucks because like that's everyone else's favorite character in that game. Underrated character in that game, Artas Vadum.
Yeah, Shipmaster, baby.
Shipmaster. He's
great.
Yeah, he's a great character. Very, very good character. And whenever he's on screen or has dialogue, his voice just hits, and he always says something super inspirational. Like, okay, well, time to whip out the energy sword and just completely annihilate everything in front of me. It gets you hyped to just play the next level.
Yep.
Oh, he's iconic. Robert Davi's the voice actor of him. He was actually, if you guys didn't know this, because I'm a big movie buff, he was the Italian guy. You ever watch The Goonies?
I have. Is that him?
Remember the Italian guy who always sings a lot? One of the bad guys.
Oh,
remember
God.
when
I
Chunk
know. Yes.
tries to, I don't know if you remember the scene, but there's like a scene where Chunk's trying to escape and he stops a random car, and then it turns out it's the bad guys, and the one guy starts singing. That's Robert Davi.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen The Goonies
I didn't know
in
that until
8 years, but I know what you're talking about.
have to rewatch that one.
No, I did like a little bit of research. For me, I have to say, I'm going to say my little bit about Halo 2. Besides the whole gaming experience of getting into Halo 2, I really did like the character development that Arbiter had. And the only reason why I feel like Arbiter's development was so great is because of the voice acting of Keith David. And I was lucky to meet him actually in August at a show. And I was just so blessed to like actually talk to him and have him sign something Halo related. So it was really an amazing experience meeting Keith David. And of course, I had him write on my little autograph, "Word so easy," because
Word so
the Arbiter.
easy.
Word so easy. I really wanted him to say "Word so cheesy." That'd be
Word so
great.
cheesy. For
I'm
real,
sorry,
it's
guys.
such a good
Moldy Cat was just
line.
rated me with 5 people. Thanks, Moldy. Appreciate that, bro. But back to my bit. Back to my bit though about whole Halo 2 experience. Besides the character development, I just really think the scenery, the gameplay, the graphics, the weapons really just made Halo 2 an amazing experience. And I just remember everyone in my school just playing that game at the same time, everyone connecting together with just Halo 2. And then the funny thing is it went to Halo 3. So everyone would just get each other's gamer tags and just could be like, "Oh, what's your gamer tag? What's your gamer tag?" And I felt like it made people like a lot closer, at least like my friend group a lot closer. I felt like I got a lot more friends and like this. I think Halo 2 came out when I was in middle school, I guess. Yeah, so I got I got to connect with more people because of that. And I thank Halo because of that experience that I got because of, Xbox Live. And I think Xbox Live deserves a lot more credit than it gets because it's amazing experience.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I love it. So, yeah.
Love it. Well, with all of those all said and done, I think we're going to have to wrap up today's episode of The Library. Thank you guys so much for listening. For those of you who are sticking around, you should be here later this week on Thursday when we will do our community portion where we're going to read our reviews, answer questions, do all sorts of stuff, acknowledge Patreon, all of that sort of stuff. And Mr. Halo Addiction will also be joining us then as well. So don't miss it. Join us. Have a great time. We like to have fun here as always.
We like to have fun here.
And once again, you can join our community at discord.gg/JumperScape, or you can support us directly at patreon.com/JumperScape. Helps us with providing all of our shows, all of the stuff that we do, keeps that Halo Lo-Fi 24-hour live stream
I ain't
alive.
cheap, bro.
He's not. Do you have no idea how many freaking Moa Pringle cans we had to give him to get him here?
Yeah, so much bribing, bro. I deserve nothing but Moa Burger Pringles. Don't pay me in cash, bro. Just Moa Burger Pringles and Halo 3 game fuel. That's all I asked for.
But yeah, it helps us do a whole lot of stuff. Helps us with making everything that we have happen. The Lo-Fi Halo 24/7 live stream, this show, James's show, Room 237, all of that stuff helps us up a lot. So if you want to do all that, very helpful, very thankful. But otherwise, we hope to see you guys on Thursday. We're going to have a great time, and we would love you guys to have a great time with us. Thank you guys so much for listening.
See you Thursday.
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, 4 friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore on Tuesdays. Now we're on to Thursday, so we talk about literally anything else. If you want to get connected with our audience, discord.gg/JumperScape. If you want to support us, patreon.com/JumperScape. Now that that's out of the way. How are you guys?
Please choose shorter Patreon names. Austin's face is turning red. he needs to save his breath a little bit.
Joining us once again is Mr. LovableHaloAddiction. How are you doing, sir?
Welcome back.
I'm doing quite amazing. Thank you for having me.
Are you doing the exact same as you were on Tuesday?
Oh, I think so. Besides my eyes bleeding from the solar eclipse, I gotta love that.
Oh,
You know?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Besides, it would have been funny if you
eyes
just
bleeding.
I'm like, just that's it. I'm like,
My eyes!
You sure it's not your ears from listening to us?
Kind of a mixture of both, but my eyes.
Dang.
Whoa.
Hey, you suggested it. I'm kidding.
That's true, and we did. No,
We got to
it's
laugh
our
at
fault.
ourselves.
So here's the thing. Here's what we got on the docket today for our nice whole community. First of all, we're going to talk about our Patreon because they have things happening. Then we're going to talk about our reviews because they have things happening. And then we're going to do a fun, because you're here, Mr. Halo Addiction. You're stuck here with us for the next hour.
Oh no!
You're
Oh, I'm
doing
in the
a
closet.
quiz.
I'm in the basement. Get me out of here.
You're going to do a quiz.
Our audience is probably
Honestly,
like, oh my
straight
God.
up, I hate that you said that because
Our audience is going to
Hold on, wait.
absolutely eat that up.
Addiction, are you?
I'm
Do
like-
you did you say that because you remember the inside joke with Halo posts?
Mixture of both, actually.
Okay, because here's the thing. Like, that freaked me out a little bit because one of the most famous jokes that are still carried to this day, because there's some people that listen to this show that were followers way back in the day, about the fact that Halo post keeps people in his basement.
And somehow it transformed into me keeping people in my garage.
Yeah.
I don't know how that that kind of just happened about a week or
So you
so
start
ago.
switching locations in the house is what I'm
You
hearing.
started
It's like,
freaking
versus,
me
like,
out just by
Next
saying
week,
that.
closet,
though.
the garage,
Next week it's going to be
basement.
Connor's attic.
Some way, shape, or form, we're all
Austin's
human
basement.
James's car.
Austin's basement, my garage, Connor's attic, and then it's going to be James's trunk or something like that.
Well, you're gonna
Not
be
the Nissan.
You're gonna be doing a quiz, but here's the thing, Mr. Halo Addiction. We don't let anybody go empty-handed unless you lose anyway. If you win this, we're gonna give you 500 Halo Infinite credits.
Not dollars.
Oh.
Halo credits.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
I hope
Halo
I win
credits.
this. I want to tell all the ladies at the club, like, I got 500 infinite credits.
I'm
How you
sure
doing?
that'll go so far with them.
I will.
Unless they listen
Like,
to the
babe, I don't
podcast.
got real money. I got infinite credits, bro.
Pulling up to the club, a level Halo Addiction. Gotta stay back. He's scaring the.
I got some new colors for my armor.
Oh gosh. Well, kicking this off, we got to do our Patreon. So this will be entertaining. I've had a few submissions from some folks. This will be fun. Connor already knows what's coming. So first and foremost, Jacob Adlam, Shane, can you get that spider off the table? Also, salt is on pancakes is actually good. The Library Cult of Lactation member 69, aka Lactating Snake Nipples. It's default 456, Dark Salad 42, Scion Esports. Thank you guys. You guys are fantastic off in Louisiana. You guys are fantastic. Everybody go and support them because they make some fantastic esports stuff. Anyway, heartfelt stuff out of the way. Cortana's OnlyFans manager, Dick Hammerbush. You didn't hear it, Mr. Halo Addiction, but there's our good friend Connor, if you could, Dick Hammerbush. Yeah! He is a classic Patreon member of ours who made a little soundbite of me saying that with a John Cena track behind it, and then Connor shouting because he shouts every time that
That
we
was
say
great. I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that the GOAT John Cena in our Discord?
it. You'll hear it in the episode, I promise. We didn't just go silent
Hear
for
the
no
music in
reason.
the background.
Yeah. So then, Halo the guy, help Eris trap me in Shane's garage. Hounds of Meath, James, you're under arrest for several human rights violations and war crimes committed in Bosnia between
What
1982
was that
and
last one? I'm
1985.
sorry. Eris did what to my
Oh,
garage?
Eris trapped this person in your garage. Eris is a friend who has appeared in our Discord, a little classic friend of
I'm
ours.
gonna have to
again.
talk to her about that one.
Lactating Gator, Mr. Shifter, James Zeled, Seth Robert, Spartan Dave.
Was that his name or did you?
No, I just completely
Okay.
screwed it
I
up.
thought that was his name. I'm like, I wouldn't have been surprised if that was his name.
Spartan Dave, Cool Hammerbush, H Ghost, and Kyle Hooley, Momag and Yolin, Spartan Book OG156, Vermin, Addy Criminal, Connor, Clark, Dylan, Lactating Milk MT, Perplex Panic 1, the freaking Batman, the Lactation of Mercy, Brendan Pfeiffer, Sky Cairo, Eliza, Jackson Malley, Keith G077, Oddball here, Tyson, Rue 88, Aussie ODST, Connor, please untie me from your bedroom. I'm hungry and want to go home. Damien Dr. Lactator.
We might need to tone these down a little bit. Some of these are getting a little wild.
These are all 100. You gotta keep going. Keep going.
Drew Ledbetter, Face McShooty Zealot, what, not wart for some reason. Ginger Boy Head Ass, Hayden
I love Ginger Boy Head Ass.
Hayden Hamilton, Lactating Snake Nipples, PD104, Shane's Kigyar Mistress.
Mods blow up his house.
Moment of silence.
Shane's Garage Resident.
Bro,
They're after you, dude.
I'm gonna go full on Jinx and start kicking my mic in like 2 seconds.
The Goob, Tyler Neal, Wraith, X3TN, Zengil. Fun fact, in an emergency situation, the human anus provides enough heat to hard boil an egg.
Okay, we need to stop.
I know who that is.
We need to stop. How do you know who that is?
Because I was there when they were deciding all these names.
Was it in the Forza game night?
Among Us.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Garrus Vicarian, Iskari, Keegan, and lastly but not leastly, of course, Ungoy Food Nipple. He brought it back. It's not warm
James.
applesauce anymore.
It's so sad that James isn't here for it.
Yeah,
That's so tragic.
So give you a little bit of a flashback now that you're through that whole song and dance, Mr. Addiction. Ungoy Food Nipple is one of our oldest supporters. He's been a loyal $1 supporter for a very long time. We love him half to death. And
can I have some of that drink though? Can I have some of that drink?
That's the thing. He changed his name for a while. He was Warm Applesauce. Both of these names are satisfying, but Ungoy Food Nipple is just so funny that we wanted it back, and so he changed it back.
Wonder what it tastes like. That's the real question.
Well, that's the thing. Is that like, do you know what like food nipple actually is? Did you ever look into what that actually is?
I heard it's like more. I feel like I hear the joke behind it. I know the grunts ask for it. It's just like I don't know. Is there an actual flavor of food nipple?
So here's the thing, right? In Halo Contact Harvest, the novel that takes place in 2525 at the beginning of the war before it even happens, we follow a grunt named Dadab, and Dadab is a deacon. Very cool. Unrelated to anything like that, though. At one point, he takes a sip of some delicious food nipple. You see, grunts are so despised and so useless to the Covenant, they're actually fed basically just slop. There are these nipples that hang out in their quarters that just are in the wall. And they pull it out and they take a drink, and that's basically their food. That's their sustenance. It's essentially just slop. It's made out of questionable material. We don't even know exactly what it's made out of. It's certainly hardly edible, but the grunts are treated like crap anyway, so it's no surprise.
I mean, like, can I order this at Starbucks? That's the real question.
I mean, you probably could, depending on what comparison you make.
Ma'am, can I have some food nipple? And like, they call the cops on me. What the fuck did you just say?
Starbucks limited time offer, food nipple.
Oh my god.
Coming next week.
Oh gosh.
Are you ready for the summer?
This summer. All right. So, what, Shane?
I messaged.
Oh, you messaged her about it?
I messaged Eris. I said, someone in our picture and named themselves Help. Eris locked me in Shane's garage. She said, "Oh dear God." And she's like, "That's a bad look for me."
That's awesome. Now, before we continue on, we now have to wrap up this little segment with our reviews. We got 3 new ones, and some of them are from 2 of them are from returning folks, but one of them is actually brand new. So big shout out. Obviously, reviews are very helpful on Spotify. Giving us 5 stars gets us way above the competition. Helps us out a great deal, and giving us Apple Podcast reviews, that's the written stuff. That's the stuff that we read. That's the stuff that's really fun. And 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, I think, actually help more than Spotify ones. So it would go a long way in that sort of support. But that all being said, first and foremost, it's from April 3rd on 2024, The Great Spartan 115. I think you're crossing the streams there with that name. Best dang Halo podcast ever. 5 stars. The best and only lore Halo podcast I've ever listened to. I've been listening since around episode 20 something, and it's only gotten better since then. Normally I wouldn't write a review, but this is the best podcast ever, period. P.S. If you guys read this on the pod, I will have a heart attack and die and come back as a ghost and haunt y'all. Hey. Okay, hold on a minute. Wait.
Hold on, we got enough. We got enough already.
Real quick.
Did I? What have I?
We killed somebody.
What have I done?
What have I done?
Father.
I got all.
What have I done?
Now listen, Lovable Halo Addiction, I'm gonna need you to not post about this.
It's a little live right now. People are watching.
Oh no!
Got a lot of witnesses.
Now listen, chat. It's not our fault.
That sounded more like a question.
All right, well, we have to kind of
moving
move
on.
I'm gonna have to.
Look, the gloves don't fit. You know.
I'm just listen, man. I simply don't take responsibility. He should have said it at the beginning. If anything, so then I know.
Oh my God.
Oh well.
He's dead. We murdered him.
My son. Look what they did to my boy.
Murdered.
Teabag time.
No.
He
Well,
said that.
you know what?
He said that. We
Halo
did not
Man,
say
sorry.
that. Us at JumperScape doesn't claim that.
We don't claim it. Although in Halo 3, go ahead. What? Teabagging in Halo is classic. You got to do it. It's legit part of the process.
I get it's part of the
The only time
culture.
that you shouldn't teabag in Halo is if you're losing. What are you teabagging about? You're just being weird.
You're like adding 90% of the player base right now. Austin speaking off of his rank, off of playing like ranked. It's just like
Teabagging is an art, okay?
It's an art, and I'm glad you said that. The art form is slow, not this weird rapid fire stuff that I see in Halo oftentimes. It's slow. You got to let them fester in the fact that you won.
Ew. Okay.
You gotta play some Marvin Gaye, bro. You gotta play that
I don't
Marvin
know
Gaye.
about that.
See, I like the
Like
friendly
sexual healing?
teabag where you like communicate friendly.
Okay, the communication teabag is different. That's what the rapid fire teabag is for.
That's my favorite kind of teabag.
Yeah.
It brings people together.
People are forgetting the language. It's just part of the culture.
And it's not sexual assault for those people who think it's sexual assault. It's not sexual.
It's
assault.
not. It's not. There was that weird period of time where people were trying to. What was it? It was like some sort of program that these people were putting together that was like, and it was like an anti-bullying campaign for Halo, for like gaming in general, and it was supposed to like report people automatically if you teabagged somebody. It was dumb.
I remember that. I laughed.
It was funny. Next one comes from on April 3rd.
What he said.
Says the best podcast out there. 5 stars.
right.
Keep up the good work, and this is one of the best podcasts I listen to. And Halo Reach is the best game. Also, my cat stepped on the keyboard, and that's how I got my username. Also, if James, Shane, Connor, or Austin sees this, do a game episode. Literally just did it, and make me stop updating the day count. You can stop.
Yeah, you can. You can stop.
When there is a Halo Reach episode, I will stop the day count. Oh. Okay, you're gonna be waiting for a little bit. My bad.
Make him wait even longer.
I'm gonna have to, I guess. The last Halo podcast that I saw was Finish the Fight that stopped in 2021. Oh, those guys were cool. I used to listen to them until they stopped doing stuff about Halo and did a recast. Yeah, I remember that. That was odd. Thank you so much for doing game episodes. So he predicted it.
Sure did.
Also, what are your favorite Halo games? He also made a little what do you call it? It's ASCII art of an energy sword.
Overall, Halo 3 and Halo Reach are probably my favorite. I prefer Halo 3's multiplayer, but I prefer Halo Reach's custom games.
I have to say Reach because that's probably one I spent the most time on.
Multiplayer.
I'd say.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, you.
I'm sorry. I'm saying
You.
Probably 3 for me is the biggest vibe, but if I really want to be by myself with my thoughts, which sounds very dark, I'd say ODST. ODST is a vibe.
Sick. My favorite multiplayer, all around. I think to be honest, 5 and Infinite have the competitive feel, the solid, clean feel of multiplayer down, of PvP down. However, Reach is a whole vibe. Forge World is unmatched. That being said, ODST is my favorite for campaign.
You threw like 3 different games out there just to hit us with ODST.
The jazz, man. Jazz.
Can't go wrong with smooth jazz.
That's what I'm saying. Biodigital jazz, man. Anyone in chat who actually knows that movie I just referenced, or who's listening to this episode on Thursday, you'll know.
You like jazz?
Well, not everyone knows that one. But no one knows the biodigital jazz, man. Line.
I'm a man of the people.
Last one is from 1111 Wither King on April 5th. 5 stars. Let us out.
Is that even a review?
This is Q Dorian from Spotify, and I speak on behalf.
Oh no.
That's all he says on behalf. And the Russian Halo Wolf that we want to be let out of Shane's garage. We're out of pizza, moldy casserole, and sushi. We're currently trying to escape using the old PS2 we found in his garage that had Ratchet and Clank that we've been playing for the last month.
They just know my lore. They know my lore. How do they? They're just picking this stuff away. It's insane.
They got good taste though.
They know my origin story. I don't understand. Why are you guys picking away at this stuff? Like out of all the information and bullshit that I say, like you take that away. It's freaking me out. Like that is literally my upbringing in gaming. Stop it.
To overheat and blow up the garage door.
He made a homemade IED.
If you don't see an update soon, please send help. Also, keep pumping out Q&As. It's the only way I entertain myself in his garage. Thanks.
I hate it here.
I see the garage.
I'm gonna have the FBI at my front door.
People are gonna be knocking. We listen to this podcast and we.
What's going on here?
Yeah,
What's going on here? FBI, open up.
Oh, Halo, would you like to play? I need a co-op partner.
So I open the door. What's going on here? Halo. I close the door on him. That's all I say. Halo.
You want to do the VidMasters, bro? Remember the VidMasters?
Oh man.
I I love and hate them at the same time.
It's a love-hate relationship, the Vidmasters.
Well, that's all the reviews. Thank you so much for those who have left them for us. It was fantastic, and it's hilarious and also a little bit scary, but it's fine. It's great. We all like to have fun here. Now, that being said, Lovable Halo Addiction, there's nothing holding me back now. You're going to be quizzed.
Oh, God. You gotta look at my search history.
The day of reckoning is here for you.
So here's the thing. I'm going to hold you to your word that you're not going to use Google to find these answers, okay?
You'll see me on my Twitch stream in the Google section.
I was gonna say, we pull up his stream. He's just like,
you start hearing the typing on the keyboard. Like,
now here's the thing. All right, here's the rules. I'm giving you the layers here. So
like onions?
first and foremost. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen the movies, dude. So first and foremost, you have 2 incorrect questions that you can get. If you get 3, I'm booting you. Not really. You're just not going to win. You can stay, but you will lose.
I'm getting kicked from the party.
You're going to lose the 5. Oh, dude, Shane.
oh my God, no!
Way back in the day.
I know.
You know soccer? We were just talking about soccer. What about soccer?
What is it your favorite sport, Austin? Because we like to kick people, and we just kick people from the Xbox party.
Yeah, we were kind of dicks when we were kids.
It was
not gonna lie.
What's that terrible saying? Remember that saying in the Xbox party? It's like, what's the shape of Italy? And then you get kicked because it's a boot.
That's a good one. Was that one?
You guys haven't heard that one?
No.
That was an old. That was an old saying back.
Was
then.
that one that you used that one then?
I was always the one that got kicked.
Dang!
Because I'm Italian.
Sorry,
so
bring back those
Shane,
memories.
we should have thought about this. We're the ones that kicked him out of the party.
It was,
was.
at
This is
some
my revenge.
point. At some
After all
point,
these
it was
years.
you on our
After all the-
Xbox party.
Dude, he came on just to say your piece.
He's exposing us in front of our audience.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
He's plotted his revenge. This is long-term storytelling.
But you do get 2 incorrect answers. You get any more than that, and gosh, I can't be held responsible for what happens to you.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then you have 1 lifeline that you can use. You can ask Connor or Shane. Please ask Shane the answers to the questions.
Can I call?
I don't
Instagram
recommend
right
you.
I mean,
I made the questions. I thought that was the rule. He couldn't ask me because I made the questions.
You made the questions. You don't know the answers, though. Not necessarily.
Can I call someone on my Instagram right now?
You could.
I'd prefer you did that. Keep a
All
little
right, hold on.
integrity.
You only
Hold
get
on,
1
let me just-
lifeline, though.
You have
so
1 lifeline for 10 questions, so use it wisely.
Let's say I'm scared because James isn't here.
No one's really needed to use the lifelines, though.
Only 1 person has.
Yes, correct.
And it was for fun.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
I'm just checking my group chat real quick.
Okay, he's whipping out the group chat.
Yep. I don't know if they're like how good with lore these guys are, or even.
Well, this isn't even all lore.
What's the color
A lot of
my
it's
lore?
just like basic trivia. Like we always throw like a good handful of like gimmies in there. There may be like 1 or 2 trick questions, but there's a lot of them that it's just like, if you just played the games, you'll be able to get. There's not like some insane extended lore. Sometimes, not often.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I don't even know if they're gonna even answer. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
All right. Well, you got this. I believe in you, dude. Okay.
You better.
All right.
can do it, senor.
All right. First question.
No.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you get an answer right, you hear this. If you get an answer wrong, you're going to hear this.
Social credit deducted.
So I'm gonna hear a lot of that. Is what I'm hearing.
Everyone who's been on the show and done this has had the same mindset, and they've been perfect. I'm not kidding. Like they've gotten like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna be just fine. I promise.
I think the only person that's ever lost to this quiz show was the very, very first guy who came in completely unprepared and I think maybe stoned.
Yeah. I want to know what questions we asked him. I feel like we gave him some really hard ones.
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
We'll have to listen.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sick. All right. 1. What Halo game? I'm going to give you choices, by the way, just to clarify. And then you have to pick.
Okay.
What Halo
Yeah,
game
that-
has the smallest weapon sandbox? Is it Combat Evolved, 2, or 3?
You said the smallest sandbox.
The smallest, teeny, tiniest.
The teeny tiniest. Is it 2?
No.
Social credit.
Oh well. Off to a great start here.
It was CE, Combat Evolved. I knew that
Well, I
one.
thought CE was, Why did you think it was a lot bigger considering the campaign was so big?
Yeah, CE has 12 weapons. Halo 2 has 16. Halo 3 has a lot more.
That was a great start.
All right, so question 2. What was the name of the miniseries that released in the early 2010s to advertise Halo 4? Was it Forward Unto Dawn, Nightfall, or Believe?
It was Nightfall.
Social credit deducted.
Oh,
what?
Nightfall was to advertise Halo 5.
What? Which one was 4 then?
Forward Unto Dawn.
Yeah, I gotta stop and think these things. I watched Forward Unto Dawn, bro. I watched it. I remember the ending.
Okay, man. No, I don't mean to alarm you, but it's been the first 2 questions. And you've already used your incorrect ones, so you've got to get the next 8.
You got to be perfect.
Okay,
give me strength.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. 3. What was the Chief's password? Okay, first of all, spoiler alert for Halo Infinite. What was the Chief's password to delete the weapon in Halo Infinite? Was it Linda, Fred, or Samuel?
Said Linda, Fred, or Samuel. Fuck. You give me a Halo Infinite question.
You have a lifeline.
You can go to your lifeline, and you can go to your chat if you need to.
You can ask me or Connor, or you can ask your chat. If no one answers, you can ask me or Connor.
Let me think.
If you're really not sure, I'd highly recommend using it.
I'm using it. I'll use it on one of y'all.
Okay.
Who is it?
You can ask me or Connor.
I'll ask you then. Connor, you know.
I'm gonna go with Samuel.
It was Samuel.
Hooray!
Still alive. You're still alive.
You're in this.
Okay. I'm not doing so good, Chief.
All right.
Send me out with the bang right now.
Number 4. Finish this phrase from a Halo 3 grunt on the last mission of Halo 3. Hey, demon! Is it Lord Hood called? He wants to know why you're on that ship. The Jerk Store called, and they're all out of you. The Arbiter called and asked for his armor back.
It's the Jerk Store.
It's Jerk Store grunt, yes!
Good shit. Good shit.
Which is a Seinfeld. Keep in mind.
It is a Seinfeld reference, and it's so funny.
It is a Seinfeld reference.
The whole quote is even funnier when he goes from there. It's like, I'll shine your boots. I'll shine your helmet. You did it. You're already cracked. You're gonna do this.
You got this.
All right, so you've only got 6 more to go. You got this.
Oh, I got this. Oh, yeah, I got this.
All right. Number 5. What was the real name of the Ark? Was it Installation 00, Installation 01, or was it just actually called the Ark?
Oh, me. You said Installation 00, Installation 01, or the Ark is what you're telling me, right?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Isn't it called Installation 01?
Social credit.
Yeah, I know. Was it the Ark?
Installation 00.
00 was the official name.
Oh, me. So I got both of them wrong is what I'm hearing.
Yep,
Okay,
Installation 00 named himself very cleverly.
Do we want to go through the rest of the questions?
Let's go through the rest of them just for fun. You don't get the credits anymore, but we can see if you got the rest. Sound good?
Yes. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Number 6. What was the trick in Halo 2 that would allow you to rapid fire most weapons? Was it the BXR, the BYX, or the XAB?
To rapid fire. So for Halo 2,
Yep.
you said what? BXR. What was the other two?
BXR, BYX, or XAB?
Was it XAB?
Social credit.
Yeah, that wasn't my thing.
It was the BXR. I knew that one.
I knew the plasma. What was it? The was the other one? The noob combo with the plasma pistol.
Yep, classic.
And
Yeah, the BXR became
me.
such a popular term that actually there's a whole company in Halo canon called BXR, and it's just inspired off of that trick. Number 7. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Number
reference.
7.
Number 7. All right.
Number 7.
What was the name of the mission that a Breaking Benjamin track plays in Halo 2? Is it Uprising, Quarantine Zone, or Gravemind?
You said repeat those again.
Uprising, Quarantine Zone, or Gravemind?
which one was it? Was it Gravemind? Hear that. Was it Gravemind?
It was Gravemind.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Gravemind. Okay,
Yeah, I just started
I remember
spamming-
hearing it.
I guessed right on that one.
Thank
Connor
you,
has
Connor.
to flex his ego when he knows something. I got that one, just so the audience knows. I knew that one, and I didn't have to look at Shane or Austin in a goofy way.
I didn't need Google for that.
Next up, number 8. What is widely known as the most difficult mission in Halo 2? Is it Cairo Station, Outskirts, or Gravemind?
Wait, for Halo 2?
Yup.
Is it Cairo State? Which one's Outskirts? Is Outskirts the one? Can you describe that one for me?
Outskirts is the one where you start after the Pelican crashes in the city.
Oh,
and-
it's Outskirts. It's Outskirts. Okay, Outskirts. Yeah.
That's your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Social credit deducted.
What about the jackal snipers, my guy? Those things were deadly.
No.
Easy to skip.
Here's the thing. I will say,
The jackal snipers are a different breed.
this one is kind of.
I'd say Grave. I mean, the answer was probably Gravemind.
It
That
was.
pretty
It
stressful.
is
It was
Gravemind.
because the
because of the
mix. But I
brutes.
really think the
Yes.
jackal snipers were the worst.
This
though.
question is very, very difficult. You must have missed it. I messaged you asking you to change this one because it's more opinionated. I was gonna ask.
It's really not opinionated.
No, but you could argue its opinion. I
The thing is
agree.
that I was
When you
gonna
play Halo 2
accept.
on
Here we
Legendary
go.
with the jackal snipers. It's like
The thing
it's
is
a whole
that
different experience.
I was going to accept Cairo Station or Gravemind. The reason why I don't accept Outskirts is because you can just skip the jackals with one jump. Whereas with Gravemind and Cairo Station, Cairo Station and Gravemind take the longest to beat on Legendary or Lasso runs. There's no easy way to beat those missions. Outskirts can be. I beat Outskirts, for example. I'm not going to use my own time. Naked Eli, he's a famous guy. He beat Outskirts in like 5 minutes, which I don't understand how he did most of that stuff, but that's because he's a Naked Eli and he can do what he wants.
I did message Austin asking him to change that question out. I think you missed it.
Yeah.
The alternate question was, what state is the iconic Halo 3 at a GameStop mural in? Still.
I just
Oh, is it in? Wait, what are the questions?
I
What are the,
didn't write
the
that
answers?
one down.
Yeah,
So Shane, you say fake
that-
ones and real one.
Isn't that like in Colorado or something? Is that in Colorado?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've seen
here's
the
the
Halo
thing.
3 mural before in
I
GameStop.
called an audible, like right before we started. Like, I'm gonna change this one out, and then usually he looks up the answer or he just knows the answer. I don't know exactly. Colorado doesn't sound.
Everybody say Colorado. Just gonna say that it is.
I don't exactly know. That was basically going to be the alternative to the hardest mission in Halo 2 because it's more opinionated. I wrote that one down and sent it to him, and I didn't like it after I sent it because of that. But
you know what, man? No one can take your experience away from you. All I'm gonna say is replay Cairo Station.
It is in
Well,
Colorado. I
thing is,
just looked it
jackal
up.
snipers.
Colorado?
Give me PTSD, bro.
I feel it. I understand entirely. Although the jackal snipers on Regret suck. Like I think they might be worse on Regret because they have a random spawn system and there's like 7 of them. Oh wait, no, it's Delta Halo before you get to Regret. I think no, it's after. Yeah, it's after Regret. After you kill Regret, or not after you kill him, but after, you get it. You understand what I mean. Anyway, question 9. What was the name of the hidden gun in the mission Metropolis in Halo 2? Was it a Halo CE Magnum, the Scarab gun, or a golden grenade?
Scarab gun.
It's the Scarab gun. Now, CE Magnum can actually be found in Halo 2. It's hidden on a map, a multiplayer map. You can find it behind a grate or something. And the golden grenade is actually a hidden item in Halo 4.
Oh, what?
And it's supposedly not just a lighting thing because you could pick it up and throw it, and it's still golden when you throw it. So it's interesting. Last but not least, number 10. What is the longest Halo campaign from start to finish? Is it Halo 2, Halo CE, or Halo 3?
That's a tough one. I think really, said Halo 2, 3, or CE. Like a part of me would say 1, but I really feel like I'm wrong with that one because I just feel like 1 is just never ending.
Well,
Let me think this one through. Hold on.
Of course, we're pulling averages here, but this is pulling averages from a lot of different sources when we got these answers.
Yeah. I feel like 3 was fast. Like, it was too
really
fast.
was.
It was. So I'm not going to pick 3. That would be like, it's either 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say probably 2. I'll probably say 2.
Social credit deducted.
So what was it? It was 1?
Yeah, on average, when we're not talking legendary and pulling in all of those aspects,
I just feel like the amount of missions in Arbiter in Chief, I thought maybe they would give him a little bit more.
Halo CE is so open and wide that it takes a lot longer to beat those missions. Plus, Truth and Reconciliation itself, even when you're playing it normally, it takes 45 minutes usually. 2 Betrayals, 45, actually longer. And 2 Betrayals is longer than the library, and the library is roughly 50 minutes or so. And there's ways to
the library
speedrun
is stressful.
It is. Yeah, I know. I'm on it.
You're like, I'm playing it right now as we speak.
Anyway.
I'm actually...
What? So what? Huh?
Oh no, sorry. I was just saying I'm currently streaming a Halo CE mod as we speak. It's funny you say that, and it's like all the characters are Spartans, even Cortana and the Flood are green Spartans, and the Elite, the Covenant are red Spartans, and then you are a blue Spartan, and every other like Marine is a blue Spartan. So I'm currently playing the library, so it's just a bunch of green Spartans coming at you, and it's crazy. It's so.
What is the name of that mod?
It's a Cursed Halo. It's because you have PC. Do you have PC?
Yep.
Okay, so if you just download, like, I can look it up for you. I'll send it to you. But it's, it's part of the Curse Halo, and I'm streaming the whole Halo CE campaign with it, and I'm up to the library, and it's so fun. The funniest thing is I got to the mission before when you see Johnson get ambushed with keys, and just seeing because they're in the cutscenes too, so you can actually see like the red Spartans in the cutscenes. It's so funny watching like Johnson and Keys get ambushed by the green Spartans. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. I was dying the whole time I was playing.
Well, then you heard it here first, folks. If you wanna catch that stream, if he's still streaming it, go and check that out. If he isn't, check the VOD, man. Just watch that because that sounds hilarious.
Exactly. It's all about the vibe at the end of the day, don't you know?
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
Well, with that all out of the way, unfortunately you lost, but it doesn't mean that we have to leave as enemies. In fact, we have to collaborate on one last thing, the Q&A. We have questions and we need answers.
But don't you understand that you made me lose? That makes me want to have more of like a revenge against you now.
I mean, if you want to come back on,
you booted me from that game 12 years ago, and I've never forgiven you ever since. I'm kidding.
That's fine. Battlefield 3 was hardly a social game anyway.
Exactly. But I'm all Q&A when you're ready.
All right. First question comes from Dark Matter Whiskey asking, in Halo 3's Crow's Nest Easter egg, do you think that Marine ever got let in the door that he didn't know the password to?
No, because we always kill him.
Nope. Actually, it's funny that you say that because I was playing like I said, that mod I was talking about.
Yeah.
And you think he'd survive because he was a Spartan. Nope, still dies.
Gosh.
It must be a skill issue on his part.
that I love that Easter egg so much. The fact that there's 4 different flavors of it is great. Next question. Hippie Dig 47 asks, what is the worst weapon across all of the Halo games and why is it the Ravager?
Halo 2 Magnum.
Halo 2 Needler.
And
Halo
assault
2
rifle.
Huh? Which one?
Halo,
Did you just say Halo 2 assault rifle?
I said any assault rifle.
Hold on now.
What's the matter with you?
I hate every assault rifle. Not the battle rifle. I hate every assault rifle.
Bro,
It's not unreasonable.
I think it is.
The Halo Infinite assault rifle is like the best.
Minus that one.
The Infinite's AR is fantastic. Is that your phone, Connor? Going off in the middle of my shot. Anyway,
sorry, my ringer was on.
Okay, Comet Evolved. If you burst fire that thing, it has infinite range.
Do you know who I am? I'm spraying pray, brother.
Has no recoil control.
What's your favorite weapon, or at least what's the worst weapon in your opinion? I guess why is it the Ravager? But your own, what's your worst weapon opinion?
I'd say probably the 2 pistol is pretty rough. I'm not a big fan of it. Or Halo 3 assault rifle is pretty rough too. Like
that is rough.
Like what upsets me is the fact that you play CE and you get the most amazing assault rifle and pistol, and then slowly just downgrades as Halo progresses. It's like you see how beautiful the assault rifle and pistol was in CE, amazing. And then like 3, it's like
Yeah, I can see that. I think we can roll with that.
I can roll with that.
$2 comes back and is asking, why is the Ravager so underrated? Is it because people don't know how to use it properly? Man, he's just shooting he just shot at this dude.
No, it's not underrated. It's garbage.
I think he secretly loves the Ravager because he keeps talking about it. So
I'm not
going
gonna lie. I've actually been practicing with the Ravager, and if you do,
Didn't they
hit
buff it?
barely. Here's the thing: if you hit your shots with that thing, it does shred. You hit someone with one burst in melee, it's Jover.
I've always kind of looked at it as like asset denial. Like on King of the Hill, you charge it up. It's not, and then you obviously charge it up, shoot into it, get like some fire across the area, and then switch to like.
The thing is, like, it's not the best weapon by any means. I don't know if it's even the worst in Halo Infinite. I'd say the Pulse Carbine is probably significantly worse, but I know there's people in the server that'll be like, "Oh, Austin, no, this Pulse Carbine is like amazing."
You have to be at such a niche range for it to be actually decent.
Say niche range?
Yes, like the most perfect range for it to be actually decent.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yes, I did say.
Has
niche
this guy
range.
changed? Has this guy changed your opinion at all on the Ravager? If you had a negative opinion on it, Mr. Addiction?
I mean, I personally think he secretly loves the Ravager, but for me, I think it's a gun that you have to work on. But for me, it's not my cup of tea. But I'm not even a tea drinker. I'm more of a coffee drinker. So,
that's fair. I just make coffee. Who wants coffee?
I just make. Who wants coffee? Where's been funny? I know that guy. That's how New York I am.
Do you actually wait? You know Joe?
Yeah, he was the bread and milk guy too. I don't know if you ever watched that video.
What do you mean you know him?
My grandmother, she was an actress. They did stuff in the past, like acting and stuff.
Oh my god!
He's actually been to the house. And he actually left me a voicemail once.
So hook us up.
Did you like him that much? I know how big he is as a person. I mean, like I met him I went to a show a couple of years ago and he was actually there. So I met him. And I'm like, oh, you know my grandma. It's like, oh, the one with the really good Italian food. I'm like, yep, that's her.
That's fantastic. Yeah. No, I actually would really love to meet that guy. I like meeting people in general. So if I get to meet a guy who has one of my favorite jokes I've ever seen, then all right. Next up. Jack Harvey Media, great guy. He's the head of Containment Media, making a fantastic Halo fan live action series. You should check him out. He's dope. Which Halo
cast me?
Hey, get in contact with him. He's a really cool guy. He's in the JumperScape Discord. Halo,
Jack, what do I gotta do?
Which Halo novel would you like to see adapted to live action and adapted well? Specifically, can't say all of them, and you have to defend your decision over other choices. Okay.
You know I don't read.
I don't either, but I do have one in mind.
Give
Shadows of Reach.
Fire. Yes. Okay, defend it.
Just the premise of it, because when it comes to it, I've read a little bit of it. I don't have the book, but like I've my Lord and Savior Hidden Xperia. He made a video on it. That's usually what I do in terms of like when there's an important Halo book. I'll usually go to him, and he broke it down really well. And I just swear by the fact like this is like that time jump between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite is just like there's so much cool stuff that has gone on, and it really addresses the build up to Halo Infinite and like how they get in that position.
Yeah.
It's just something that I think we as players should be like we should have access to. Because like majority of Halo players aren't going to read it. Like a lot of people just want to just play it. They want to play. Don't get me wrong. There's tons out there that will, but like the average Halo fan isn't going to read it. They want to just if there's something like that, I think that should be played. And you can make that argument with any Halo novel. There's certain things that just should be in game form and not a book. Considering the drought that we were in from Halo 5 to Halo Infinite, I think some type of small spin-off game to help build up the hype of Infinite would have been great. Granted, I know Infinite was in developmental hell, but just in a perfect world, let's just say like 343 wasn't in that state and utter chaos. I think that could have gone a long way with the franchise.
Yeah, I think I have a really easy answer just because I would love it. Contact Harvest, the start of the Human Covenant War, the start of everything, a little bit of insurrectionists, and most importantly, Sergeant Johnson being the main character. I think Sergeant Johnson could easily carry a live action series all on his own.
Oh my god, it'd be so great.
Baffles me. They did not bring him to the show, bro.
The show baffles me on so many. I hope they don't by this point. I really because they disrespected Keys straight up.
I mean, they disrespected a lot of things in the show.
They made Halsey a freaking moron.
Well, that's for another podcast. But it's like for me, it's just like it just kind of more baffles me the fact they didn't even bring him in to begin with. It's like, come on,
yeah,
really.
Do you have a novel that you would want to be brought to live action? Are you a novel guy?
I am a novel guy. Actually, it's funny. I went to an antique store a few years ago, and I got all 3 of the original books for like $5. It's still in the little case. I've been reading them a lot. But for me, I have to say this is a love-hate relationship for this book. But I have to say, Halo New Blood.
Oh yeah. I can see why you would hate it. Yeah,
it's a love-hate relationship because the thing is, I like the fact that it sheds more light on the ODSTs about, especially everyone from Romeo to Dutch to Buck. But then we all know what happens with the rookie. And for anyone who doesn't know, the rookie gets smoked in that book, and then they just basically make it canon in the video game, which kind of pisses me off because how can you kill the rookie off screen without like any backstory? Like, oh no, we're just gonna kill him off screen, and you just have to kind of accept it, and then they become Spartans, which is a cool experience to make a game out of it. Like, I don't even mind the rookie dying if they made it into a game or something, but it's like you don't even do that. They just basically kill them off book, and then you have to accept it. Yet you come to love this character that you played in ODST. Even though he didn't speak, he still had like such a lot of like, I have to say, character for someone who doesn't even say a line. Chief says a few lines and you kind of love him, but Rookie says not even a single word, and you love this character. You relate to this character. You're like, I feel like this is my type of character. Everyone relates to Chief because he's the quiet guy that can make little catchphrases. But the Rookie, I felt like a lot more people can connect to because he's like that unspoken voice in Halo that kind of you relate to.
I feel you. I feel you. No, that's fantastic. I love that. I love all of that.
Yeah.
And we're getting close to the end, so speed round. We're going to be trying to bonus round. We're going to try to make this quick. Dark Matter Whiskey asks, most underrated Halo game and why? Underrated Halo Spartan Assault. It was way ahead of its time, and it's really fun to play right now. Give it a shot.
Halo 4. Spartan Ops wasn't the greatest, but the premise was good. Audio design, mission design, gameplay was super casual, but I mean, Halo is a casual franchise. It was a little too casual, I admit, but looking back on it, story was criminally overhated and underrated. Showed Chief's very like human side. Great game modes in the multiplayer. Just very, 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 very shitty Forge mode.
I need someone else to take a minute. Speed round.
Oh, okay, that's me. I might even freaking say ODST for, man, it's a hot take because everyone loves it now. But I remember when ODST dropped, that a lot of hate was made because it was like there wasn't enough content. That they basically gave us a second disc for Mythic, and then so you can get the Vidmasters, get Recon. I felt like it got a lot of hate, but now it's a beloved classic. But back then, I remember all the hate that ODST got when it first came out,
which is so dumb. Connor,
after some thought and consideration, I have to agree with this guy right here.
Agreed.
He's talking about me.
He agrees. He agrees.
I'm that guy.
I'm him.
Yeah, I'm him.
What's fun? Playing through, I'm like, it was a great game, and then hear that people hated it. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
it was just something different and no multiplayer.
It shouldn't have been sold at full price. That's the only thing.
I agree. Yep. It should have been like $30. Yep, roughly.
Next, Chaplain Strike. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What? Huh?
Oh no. I'm saying that's why they gave you the Mythic disc. That was their way of being like, it's 60. Here's a Mythic disc.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah. Chaplain Strife says most desired Halo game and why? A game about the Forerunners versus the Ancient Humans, please. Thank you.
Literally, just give me some. Like I've talked about. Like the time gap between 5 and Infinite, I really think something involving Shadows of Reach. Any type of spin-off game at this point. I mean, I'd prefer a mainline Halo game, but anything. I think a game about the Great Schism would be really, really interesting on all fronts.
I'd say for me, it had to be an ODST Flood horror game because I love ODST and I love Flood, and I want an actual horror game. Like actually. I want like my skin to crawl. I want chills. I want to sound like the chills guy from YouTube.
Shout out to Branching Sickness.
Yes, that's. I have to say, Branching Sickness is really going to be making such an amazing game. I've seen their images. I'm very excited for that. But I really would love like 343 to actually make a game as well. So why not both?
Connor,
what was the question again?
The game you want the most that isn't existent yet.
Give me something from the Brute's point of view.
Oh, wow.
No way. Connor's entire personality.
Next question is from Laza. Despite being glass, do you think there's a possibility that any flood survived on Earth but perhaps went dormant? Not saying the elites didn't do their job properly, just that the flood has no importance to the survival.
They would, if any flood survived, Earth would be gone.
I say it's possible because the flood has been exposed to be able to choose whether they infect.
Interesting take.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Fuzo22 Fox asks, if Master Chief's armor wasn't green, what color would fit best?
Hot pink.
Lightest pink, lightest red.
I will stand by black.
Gray.
No, I like his idea.
I like gray better.
It's gray.
Nah, hot pink all the way, bro.
You know what? It's a solid argument. Next, Scar asks, at the beginning of terminal number 12, Connor and Shane talked about going to the gym. Are you guys still going? If so, have you reached a certain physical goal? If not, what happened? And will you guys return to the gym? Please make a podcast or an episode about the gym and fitness.
I have never stopped in 2 years.
Oh, I'm 2 weeks off right now.
This guy, get away from me. I am still devoted, if that makes you feel any better. I take my normal rest days. I've been consistent since February of 22.
I will give you my reasons off stream, Shame.
You know what? Do you guys want to do you guys want to do terminals tonight first of all?
Sure.
Do you want to do terminals on your workout and your knowledge about it?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Sick.
Why, do you have something to do?
No.
Okay.
Next question comes from Cortana's OnlyFans manager. Last question for the day.
Patreon guy.
What books do you suggest to read after Harvest, Flood, and Reach? Okay, so that's a question for me and probably Addiction here.
Because y'all know I don't read.
Okay, so
that's a toughie. I think another book. Sorry, I know I have to look it up, but I know it's off the top of my head. I really liked First Strike though. First Strike was great.
I was gonna say chronologically, you should read Strike because that comes immediately after Flood. If you're talking Master Chief stories that don't happen chronologically, in fact, it happens way before those books. You should read Silent Storm and Oblivion. Those books are fantastic, and they take place in the little limbo part of the war where we didn't know what was going on yet. It was just like the 2530s or something. Silent Storm especially is one of my favorite novels, so there you go. There's a recommendation.
Shadows of Reach is actually really cool because I really like the fact that Steve Downes actually did the audio work for it too. I don't know if you ever saw the audiobooks.
Oh yeah.
Master Chief does the audiobook for Shadow of Reach. I'm like, wow, that is amazing. Yeah. Like that makes me get into it. If you don't want to read because you're lazy like myself, do audiobooks.
Well, that all being said, thank you for that suggestion. And thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you once again, Mr. Halo Addiction, for joining us. I hope that you've had a good time with us today.
I mean, like, I owe child support from those 500 credits, but I'll be...
What?
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to join the community, you can go to discord.gg/JumperScape. You can hang out with this guy. He's this little dude. He's hanging out with us in the general chat and all of that. He's posting his posts in the posting area. And if you want to support us directly, you can go to patreon.com/JumperScape. If you want to support us directly, you can go to ko-fi.com/JumperScape. Still need to update that goal on that side, but whatever. And everything else that you need to know about us, JumperScape.com. And next week, we're talking about Halo 3, baby.
Halo 3.
ODST.
I get to talk about my favorite mission.
We're talking about ODST, baby.
Oh,
I got them all. I got every single one. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for having me.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.